right, everyone. Welcome back to, well, if you watched the last video, it'll be the next day. But if you're just coming to this one, just welcome back to the channel. I am going to head out, it is very cold out, and take some shots through the Demun AccuStrike and see what I think. So, I'm going to try to start with the standard sights. They're a little, I don't know if confusing is the word. I don't think they're confusing. They're just a little odd. They're more like a gun sight kind of, I guess. Kind of a mix between a gun sight and like a compound bow sight. They kind of have, they're fiber optic, so they're really bright in the light. But yeah, it's not like your standard crossbow, right? So that might take a second to get used to. But if I'm being honest, I am planning on just putting the red dot scope on there. So, take my review of the sights for what it's worth. I'm just excited to put the scope on there as soon as I can. So I'm going to head outside, throw up a target, and take some shots here and see what I think. All right, so I made it out here, and of course I put my target away for the winter, so I'll have to pull that back out. But yeah, just carrying this thing around is kind of fun. It's super light, guys, and I think that this one shoots a little slower, right? This is the AccuStrike. If you get the AccuStrike Pro, I'm pretty sure that shoots a fair amount faster. I don't have the specs right in front of me, but I feel like the AccuStrike Pro might be a little better if you're looking at small game hunting. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna give it a go with this one, but I think you're gonna have to be fairly close, right? But for today, I'm just gonna put some shots through it, see what I think, and if it's as fun as it looks, I'm sure we will be using it a lot around here. So just got to go in my redneck pallet shed here and grab my target. So I wasn't sure which target I want to use. If I want to use the hyperspeed target or the big shot. I think I'm going to use the hyperspeed just in case for some reason I don't know. I guess I don't really have a reason. I think I'm going to use the hyperspeed. Starting off, I'm not doing anything too crazy. This is, about 30 feet, I would say. And I think that's kind of probably more the shot you're looking at with this, right? It's more for fun, for a lot of people say for plinking, right? So is it a toy? No, it's not a toy. You still need to take care of it, right? So wax your string, rail your, or lube your rail, right? Take care of it still. Know that you're not going to go out there and really kill much with it, right? You might. Like I said, I'm going to see if we can get a rabbit or something once those game broadheads come out, the ones made for shooting small game. Those are supposed to come out at the start of next year. It is on the box already, but start of next year, you should start seeing some of these varmint broadheads come out. We'll see what I think of these sights. I'll try to give you guys a close-up of that here. And yeah, just see if this thing is as fun as it looks. So there's a closer look at the sights. Here's your front sight. You have an upper and a lower. And then there's your back sight. So again, I don't have the instruction manual, but I'm thinking kind of get equal light on either side and line them up. Let's see if that works. Okay, so this will be my first time actually cocking this. There's a little thumb grip there. My advice to you is when you're cocking it, maybe fold this handle up, because you are going to want, just out of habit, to pull on that handle. It's not made for that, guys. It will break. So maybe fold that in, and then some guys can really muscle this down. You gotta push this button first. So some guys can really muscle it down. You might need, it's not bad. So there you go. So right there, you're gonna push that button, right? Make sure this is up. There you go. it's loaded. So what I really like about this is that I can just put these right in my pocket, right? Is there a quiver? No, there's not. But they're so small, you can just put them in your pocket, right? All right, so as you go to put this in, you're gonna hit your sight. It's just something I just noticed here. You might wanna go under that front sight and then slide it in. And as always, guys, with every crossbow, if you can keep your fingers in front of where that string snaps forward to, you're just protecting yourself if anything ever did happen, right? So your safety's on the back right here. So push that forward. It's a little stiff, but again, you know, think about what you're using. So that was pretty cool. Way high. So obviously I need to account for that, but let's try this again here. I'll try to come in a little closer for you. Button there, right? And once you push that, it's gonna break. And you can just go like that, and you're ready to shoot the next one. That is very cool. The only other bow I've seen that has kind of a neat thing like that would be, I think it's called the Ballista Bat. But that's significantly more expensive. So I honestly can't even tell you which sight I used on that. So let's shoot another one and see. Right. All right, so if I use the top sight this time, that was pretty close using the top sight. So at about 10 yards, the little top sight is pretty dialed in. Let's go. You know what? I'm gonna shoot another one since it's easy. Ooh, look at that, guys. I just made that mistake. Just made the mistake I told you not to do. Fold that in first, because you want to use that. You really do. And I don't want to break it, and I don't want you to break it either. So when you go to cock it, just fold that front handle in. You just want to use it. And if you're used to a full crossbow, you want to tuck this thing into your shoulder. So it's kind of weird, but I think you get used to it, right? So you can kind of put it up to your cheek even. See that? it's a habit, guys. You really want to be careful. Again, even I, after telling you not to do it, tried to use that handle to cock it. Thankfully, I remember pretty fast. So at about 10 yards, right? This was my first shot, pretty high. And then there was my second shot. I was aiming here. And there's my third shot, right? So not bad. It really isn't bad. I am going to take a few more shots at this distance using the top sight and then move it back. I think I'll go 5 yards. So we'd be at about 15 yards or so, and see what the bottom sight looks like there. But pretty stinking cool. I mean, it would be a great way to introduce someone to a crossbow, right? If they're nervous about a big one, get them this. It's still dangerous, but it's not as intimidating. So I think this would be, if you got kids even, you know, you spend $120, you have this, they shoot this for one day, then you get out the bigger one, right? And it's you can learn on this and then go straight to the bigger one. That's if maybe you have a kid and they're nervous, or someone in your family who's never shot a crossbow and they're nervous about the whole idea, right? This isn't a bad option. You know, it's just a thought I had. It'd be a good introductory bow. Obviously, you're not going to go get a deer with it, but it gets you used to the whole idea of a crossbow. So time to take some more shots. We'll see if I learned my lesson here. It really is not hard to cock. I've seen some people, they even bend it over their leg if they have to. almost a bullseye, guys. Almost. But I don't care what you say. This is just fun. And there's a lot of guys that will say, oh, it's just a toy. Huh. Call it what you want. It's just fun. I would say this, guys, about this handle. I've noticed, see how it's still pretty leaned back for me, and this could be because I just had surgery on my hands. It's not the most comfortable. My wife said she likes the feel of it. I don't know. I kind of like this. I like the handle up. Personal preference. You might really like the handle, but for me, I kind of like the handle down. Man, that's cool. It reminds me of like an air gun that you had as a kid. You know, it kind of takes you back to that. You didn't see that. Still getting used to putting the bolt in because it is significantly shorter, right? So I kind of feed it through the front sight and then slide it back. Make sure it's seated in there good. And then get ready to fire. I'm not gonna lie, this is too much fun. I think part of it, pick up the one I dropped here. Part of the fun of it is that you don't have to get out your rope cocker, or for those of you who have even heavier draw weights, your crank cocker, right? You could just, and you're ready to go. So it's just kind of, I don't know, it brings me back to the days of just target shooting in the backyard. And I think a lot of us crossbow users, we don't necessarily shoot our bow as much as you might think. Because if you got a rope cocker, your arms get tired. If you got a crank cocker, it just takes time. And the thing about this is it's quick, right? You can take a lot of shots very, very quickly. Oop. Safety works. So let's go ahead and see. That was 5 shots, guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a lot of fun with this. It's just cool. It's just cool. You might think, well, it's a toy, right? It's a toy. It's not. I will say that again. I keep saying that because I've seen that a lot. Oh, that's just a toy. No, it's not. That's like saying your 22 is a toy. Is a 22 a powerful gun? Not really, right? Can it kill something? Yes. Is this a super powerful crossbow? No. Could it kill something? Absolutely. Absolutely, right? So just know that it's not a toy, but like a 22, you like to go out and shoot your 22. It's a cheap option to get yourself out shooting. This is a cheap option to get yourself out shooting. I think it's $125. They got a sale on their site right now. Check that out. You get a whole bundle of stuff. You get the sling, you know, you get an extra pack of bolts like they sent me, and it's not very expensive. So I'm going to step back now and try at a farther distance and see how that goes. But check out this grouping, guys. This grouping's pretty solid. I mean, not bad, right? Not bad at all. What do you think about that, Waffles? Huh? What do you think about that? Hey, what do you think about that shooting, huh? There's a squirrel that has been terrorizing Waffles. She spends all day after that thing. If it comes close enough, it might want to watch out. I mean, I do have the Demun out here, so. But yeah, very nice grouping. Goes in about that far. into the hyperspeed target. So if you're ever filming a video, ever, there will always be an airplane. Literally every time. Granted, we do have a small airport not too far from us, but it's a very small airport. So let me move this target back and see how we do at about 15 yards. Kind of curious to see how much drop there is. So I moved it back 15 yards, and these were my first two shots. And I was using the lower sight on the front. Then I switched to the upper sight, and I had two go kind of off to the side. So I'm going to keep an eye on those two bolts. But then this one right there, that's a pretty decent shot. So that's at 15. So I'm going to go to 20 and see what it does. It's pretty impressive. I mean, your grouping's a little further off, obviously, out here. But I'm going to keep an eye on those two bolts. It might just be a couple bolts that are, sometimes you get a bad one. So it's also very windy. And with bolts so small and so light, that could also be part of the problem. So, yeah, let's back it up another 5 yards. Take some more shots. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there's just this like hunting dog that's been barking nonstop all morning. It's kind of out back that way where I usually hunt, but I don't know. But anyways, here you guys saw it at 20-ish yards. I made a slight sight adjustment and I got that. So at 20 yards, I'm just kind of splitting the two sights, which I actually kind of like. And yeah, guys, the sights are not bad at all. It is cold though, so I will go in. I need to wax the string again. I've taken enough shots here. I'm gonna go in and kind of go over my thoughts in the warm house, because is it cold. Okay, so back in the comfort of my warm office here in the basement, which doesn't sound like it would be warm, but it actually is compared to outside. So I shot, I don't know, 15, 20 shots through that thing today. I didn't have a ton of time, but that's quite a few shots, and it doesn't take very long, guys. I went out to 20 yards and decent grouping. Inside of 20, if you're at like a 15-yard shot, I think it's pretty stinking accurate. I think I got one or two bolts that maybe aren't as accurate as the rest, right? But man, guys, that thing is fun. It's just fun to carry around. But yeah, it's just fun. It's quick. It's fun to go out and shoot at a target and, just get some fresh air, get outside. Man, if you've got children or, just even a family get together, and instead of spending the money on like 22 ammunition or whatever, you get to reuse these bolts over and over again. You can put up balloons, shoot the balloons. You could have a lot of fun with this. Remember, it's not a toy though. It is dangerous still. It's sinking into that target pretty far, and that's a high-speed target. So they are dangerous, right? But man, is it fun. If you're on the fence, I think they're like $125. I think I said that earlier. And I know Barnett has some kind of deal going on right now for it, a whole bundle thing. If you're on the fence about it, I'd probably say do it. It's just fun. And like, just grab it and go shoot a little bit, And especially if you have like the AccuStrike Pro and it actually can do small game hunting. I walked I walked my paths here just to kind of see what the deer were up to with the fresh snow. It's easy to see where they're coming and going from, right? And just walking around with that thing's easy. You can have the bolts right in your pocket. You know, it's lightweight. It's fun. It shoots great. It's accurate. Um, there's not a lot of drawbacks, honestly. It's cheap fun, right? I know I saw it at Walmart once for like $99 even. So you can definitely get good prices on it. Christmas is coming. Go ahead and get it as a present for the family. You know, have some fun with it because they are fun. You know, I don't think you'd need a high-speed target by any means. You could just go get a cheap target at Walmart probably, and there you go. Go out back, have some fun. You know, have some family competition. Yeah, I'm kind of rambling, but it was just a blast. And I think you could kind of tell in the video that I was thoroughly enjoying myself. I like the whole break action. It just brings, I'm not that old, but it brings out the youth in me a little bit, you know, of going back and target shooting with my dad and, you know, just walking through the woods looking for rabbits. I never got one as a kid, but I would do that. And this kind of brings me back to those days. So super cool, guys. Super cool. I am hands down going to say, if you're on the fence, just get one. You might be thinking, oh, it's small. You know, even when I first got it, I was like, wow, that's small. Small, but fun. So, thanks for coming and checking it out, guys. I will be putting a red dot scope on that and reviewing that for you. Also, I have the sling for it. I'm going to try to put that on there. Hopefully I can find a way to hang it up here in between my other crossbows. And yeah, just lots of fun. Really cool product from Barnett. And for those of you who say, hey, they should focus on bigger bows and focus on the problems they have, they do a great job with their bows already. And this is just a nice little niche. It's affordable, and there's other mini crossbows out there, but I haven't personally used them, but looking at them, I don't think they're as user-friendly, maybe is what I'm looking for, or the cost is a lot, right? So super cool. Check it out. Go ahead and get yourself one if you want, because you're not going to regret that you did. It's just fun. Might be a little difficult to put together, but once you get it together, what a blast. We'll catch you on the next one, guys.